Here's the top stories for October 18th. Former House Speaker Leyte 1st District Representative Martin Romualdez asks the Independent Commission for Infrastructure to postpone the hearing due to a medical procedure. The Department of Foreign Affairs disputes Representative Tiangco's lawyering claim over Zaldy Co's passport. The International Criminal Court orders former President Rodrigo Duterte's medical exam. The Department of Migrant Workers says 2 missing OFWs in Hong Kong have been found safe after 12 days. But details of the wild hike were still unclear. 7 areas in Luzon and Visayas are under signal number 2 as Ramil slightly weakens near Northern Samar. Former House Speaker Leyte 1st District Representative Martin Romualdez, who earlier said he wanted to help speed up the Independent Commission for Infrastructure investigation, requested the body to postpone his hearing set next week, as he will supposedly undergo a medical procedure. The ICI on Saturday, October 18th, announced in a media advisory that Romualdez's participation in the hearing, his second one, will no longer push through on October 22nd due to medical reasons cited by the Solon. The commission will issue an advisory once a date for the next hearing has been determined. It added, Romualdez was among those invited by ICI to participate in the investigation, since he served as Speaker of the House of the previous 19th Congress that approved the alleged insertion-riddled 2025 national budget. The Department of Foreign Affairs rejected the allegations by Navotas City Representative Toby Tiangco that it is lawyering for resigned Ako Bicol Party List Representative Zaldy Co by not canceling his passport amid the lawmakers' involvement in the multi-billion peso flood control corruption scandal. In a statement on Friday night, October 17th, the DFA said that Tiangco's remark reflects a misunderstanding of the legal standards governing passport cancellation. The DFA stressed that its respect for the constitutional guarantee of due process and the rule of law cannot be rewritten on a whim. The government cannot simply play gotcha with passports. Instead, it urged Tiangco to seek judicial relief, rather than indulge in baseless accusations, if he has genuine concerns and substantive evidence. Upholding the rule of law, not rhetoric, must remain the compass of public service, the DFA said. The pretrial chamber of the International Criminal Court has ordered a medical examination on detained former President Rodrigo Duterte to determine his fitness to stand trial for the charges of crimes against humanity of murder. In a 9-page document dated October 16th and signed by PTC-1 judges Yulia Antonella Motok, Rain Adelaide, Sophie Alapini Gansu, and Maria del Socorro Flores Lera, the chamber asked a multidisciplinary panel composed of forensic psychiatrist, neuropsychologist, and an expert in geriatric and behavioral neurology to examine the former president. However, the chamber emphasized that the question of whether a suspect is fit to take part in the pretrial proceedings is a question of law that falls exclusively within the remit of the chamber's legal determination. A fitness to stand trial, the chamber stressed, does not depend, in and of itself, on whether the suspect has particular medical conditions, but rather on whether he or she is able to effectively exercise his or her procedural rights. The pretrial chamber has given the panel until October 31st to submit its report on Duterte to the ICC registry. The 2 overseas Filipino workers who were reported missing in Hong Kong since October 4th after a wild hike have been found safe and are now under the care of the Migrant Workers Office. The Department of Migrant Workers announced on Friday, October 17th. DMW Secretary Hans Leo J. Cactac said Aimee Mahilum Pabuaya, 24, and Aleli Perez Tibay, 33, were located by authorities around 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 16th. They were last seen hiking along the Lungmun Country Trail in Chunwan on October 4th. Hong Kong police brought them to the Sha Tin Police Station, and upon coordination with Philippine authorities, they were escorted to the MWO office in Hong Kong before Friday midnight. In a press briefing, Cactac said Pabuaya and Tibay were already terminated by their employer, although they will still be asked to explain the details of their misadventure. He admitted that the details of the 2 OFWs' hiking story were still unclear. He noted that the repatriation of the OFWs will be arranged if their employer decides not to rehire them after their discussion is finished. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said on Saturday, October 18th, that 7 areas in Luzon and the Visayas remain under Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 2, as Tropical Storm Ramil slightly weakened while moving near the coastal waters of Northern Samar. In its 2 p.m. Tropical Cyclone Bulletin, Pagasa said the center of Ramil was last spotted over the coastal waters of Lawang, Northern Samar, packing maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. It is currently moving westward at 25 kilometers per hour with a central pressure of 998 HPA. Pagasa said Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 2 is currently in effect over parts of the Bicol region and eastern Visayas. In Luzon, the northern portion of Aurora, Polillo Islands, Camarines Norte, Catanduanes, the northern portion of Camarines Sur, the extreme eastern portion of Albay, and the northeastern portion of Sorsogon. Meanwhile, in the Visayas, the northeastern portion of Northern Samar, areas under signal number 2 may experience gale-force winds within 24 hours, posing a minor to moderate threat to life and property. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.